What we're going to do is figure out an easy way to reproduce the same bar path every time, and it's an eyeball trick. As is the case with everything we do, your eye gaze position is extremely important when we do barbell training. So lay down on the bench. Eyes go here on this side of the bar, just like that. As I'm looking down at you, I ought to be able to see your eyes on this side of the bar, just on this side of the bar. This position gets you far enough down the bench that you will not hit this upright position on the way back up. But it keeps you close enough so that the lever arm between the rack and your shoulder is not insurmountable by you at light weights or by a spotter at heavy weights. When you look straight up, your vertical eye gaze position ought to be just on this side of the bar. So scoot down a ½ inch, right there, just like that. Okay, now let's take your grip. Grip ought to be in that moderate position in between these two landmarks on the bar. If your bar is not marked this way, then you need to go ahead and find those two positions, mark them, 16.5 in the middle, 32 inches out here. And give yourself a way to spot your grip against the marks that would occur on a standard barbell. This distance and this distance should be the same. That way you have the same amount of weight in each hand, okay? This is not the easiest grip to bench press with. It's the grip that provides us the most work. The grip will be such that your forearm is vertical at the bottom. If you take a real close grip like this, the forearms will be vertical at the top of the bench press. Let's look at that real quick. See, the forearms are about vertical at the top, okay? If you take a very wide grip, you reduce the travel that the bar has to make off of the chest, but you also reduce the distance the humerus has to travel around the shoulder joint. This is why this very wide grip is favored by people who like to brag about their bench press without actually having to do the full amount of work that an actual honest bench press grip would entail. So what we're going to do is we're going to position our grip where right there in the middle, where when you go down, your forearm is vertical at the bottom, thus making your elbows have to go as deep as they can get, okay? Because that is the maximum distance the shoulder can work. Thumbs around. Anytime we're pressing the bar and the bar is moving through space, we want thumbs around, okay? It makes for a tighter forearm and a better power out of the bottom. A thumbless grip is used sometimes by people doing the bench, but it's terribly dangerous and I can't recommend it ever, okay? So we're gonna put the bar right there against your hand and we're gonna squeeze that in. And for the same reasons we did it in the press, we want there to be no distance between the bar and the bones of your forearm. We want there to be no lever arm at the wrist, okay? So we're gonna do it just exactly like that. Squeeze that up, thumbs around, bar right over the end of the arm, not back in the wrist, not back on the fingers. Take the bar out, move it with straight elbows, lock the elbows over to your chest. Now, look at the ceiling. See where the bar is, right there. Stare at the ceiling. The bar goes right there every time. Big breath. Come down and touch, and come back up. This is exactly where the bar needs to stay. Come down, touch the chest, and put the bar right back in exactly the same place. Chest up as high as you can get it. Big breath, come down and touch, and come back up. Just exactly like that. Again. 2, 3. Right about there. Looking the bar into place every time. Just watch it into place. Last 2. A nice uniform bar path every time. 3. Eyes staring at the ceiling. Don't push it down there. Put it right back against the ceiling. Right there again. Just exactly like that. Last one. Good. Notice that we always rack the bar with elbows straight on the last rep. In other words, the last rep never heads to the rack. The last rep always locks out directly over the place on the bench, and then with locked elbows, we rack it. This works in both the squat and the bench press. If you touch the uprights, you know you're over the hooks.